Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Kristin Kaufman. For those of you whom I've not met yet, it's been a few weeks since I've actually done a video for you, but I'm actually doing this at the request of a couple of people that I met with last week. And I had a question that I felt compelled to answer on video for my followers. And the question was this: Kristin, you know, when you jumped off the high board and left corporate 16 years ago now, if you can believe it, what is the one thing that you could suggest to someone who is trying to figure out what they want to do, where they want to go, how they want to contribute, and really create the life and the career that they want? What is the one thing that you would recommend? And here is that one thing. The one thing that I would suggest, and I'm taking this directly from my own leadership coach who helped me navigate leaving corporate and creating this entrepreneurial lifestyle that I live now, was to write a letter to someone, or perhaps even to yourself, that you care deeply about. And that letter is to be written as if it were 1 year in the future. And you're writing the letter to basically describe the life that you're living now. Again, this is 1 year in the future, and creating that life and all that it entails on paper. And I did that 16 years ago. And I remember thinking, this seems a little woo-woo. I'm not really sure how substantial this is going to be and how this is going to put my life on the trajectory that I want. But I'm here to tell you that I did exactly what I was asked to do. And I was very granular about it. I wrote it as specifically as I could, from the moment that I woke up, perking coffee in my coffee pot, taking long walks, creating the life during the day, a day in the life of Kristin that I wanted, contributing the way that would be most fulfilling to me. And I wrote it as specifically as I possibly could. And then I mailed that letter to my mom and dad. My parents, of course, were still alive at the time. After my parents passed away, we were, of course, tasked with unpacking this house that we'd been in since the early 60s. In fact, 1963 to be exact, circa 1885. It had been our homestead, our roots growing up. It was a very difficult task to pack up this home and ultimately sell it. And in the process of doing that, I actually found this letter. And I hope I don't cry. I found this letter. It was in my father's, actually in a file in my father's desk, and also in my mother's, because I had sent a copy and apparently they had shared it and copied it, and they each kept a copy. And I read this letter. And do you know what? Every single thing, with the exception of one, and I'll share what that is in a minute, every single thing that I had written in that letter, everything has manifested, everything. And granted, this was 16 years ago, but I will tell you that it absolutely happened sooner than that. I just had kind of not gone back to read that letter. And the letter was so specific. And the only thing that has not manifested yet is that I wanted to be a guest on Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey doesn't even have a show. Well, she has Soul Sunday, but she doesn't have the Oprah Winfrey show anymore. That has not come true yet, but everything else has. And I have three things that I want to leave you with. First of all, I absolutely believe that we create our lives. Our choices. My dad used to say, you control three things in life: your attitude, your behavior, and your choices. And so I think making a choice that you are not going to just settle for status quo. You're not going to just stay on that hamster wheel if it's not what you truly want to do. Making that choice and taking that first step is the only way that you're going to ever create really what you want. If you just let inertia take over, oftentimes it does not turn out the way we would desire. So choice is a very key point. The second thing is setting an intention, describing your intentionality of what it is that you want to create in your life. And I'm a huge believer in prayer, and I believe that asking our higher power to guide us in that intention and to inform that intention is integral to creating a life that we think is going to contribute to the greater good, which I truly believe is vital for a worthy and a healthy and a fulfilling life. And then the third thing that I would say is it's all about alignment. And alignment, for many of you all who follow me know, I describe it, and I've trademarked this concept because I believe it so fervently, is when you love what you do, you're good at it. Most importantly, it's tied to something much greater than yourself. And if any of those legs of the stool are out of whack, then you're probably going to be a little bit out of whack or wobbly too. But when we are aligned, we love what we do, we're good at it, and it's tied to something much bigger than ourselves, we are most definitely at our most powerful. Is that alignment a permanent state? Because I've been asked that as well. And the answer is no. We evolve and change as human beings. I was absolutely aligned when I started my career. And as I progressed through my career, I was aligned each time I was promoted, moved companies, et cetera, until I wasn't anymore. It was no longer fulfilling to me. I had lost the plot, so to speak. And that's when I had to do a deep dive with the help of my coach to really determine what it was that I wanted to create in my life, how I wanted to show up every day, what kind of life I wanted to live. So that is my one thing. If I had to suggest one thing for people who are trying to figure out what their next step is, how they want to contribute in their life, maybe they're ready to retire, maybe they're ready to be promoted, maybe they're ready to leave their current company and go to another company, or maybe they're ready to become an entrepreneur. Whatever it is, deep in your soul, you know. So get back in touch with that and write it as if you were already there 1 year in the future, and see how that will absolutely manifest in your life if you declare it to yourself and to the universe. It gets the wheels turning. So with that, I hope that gives you some food for thought. Again, my name is Kristin Kaufman. For those of you who have not met before, I'm the founder and CEO of my company entitled Alignment Inc. I come on here every so often to share an insight, a perspective that I hope will give you food for thought in this series called Have a Seat with Kristin. And that's paying homage to the 3 best-selling books that I've written entitled Is This Seat Taken? So with that, make it a great day, and I'll see you right back here on the next episode of Have a Seat with Kristin. Make it a great day and a great week.